is a severe weather alert.
Bushfire emergency warnings in Tasmania. We have storms already rolling across parts of New South Wales and even Sydney. Severe weather hitting Western Australia. And a tropical cyclone watch issued for the Kimberley, all while the nation basks in a heat wave. Let's start with what's happening in Tasmania. Of course, we still have these bushfire emergency warnings in effect. These are the same ones that were issued yesterday around midday. The Great Pine Tier Fire. It's now 10,000 hectares in size, which is 100 kilometers squared. Absolutely enormous fire. Shannon, Todd's Corner, Maina, Liawini, Penstock Lagoon, and Barron Tier included. And a house has been confirmed, or property confirmed, destroyed at Maina yesterday by the Tasmanian Fire Service. Watch and act still in place for the Great Pine Tier Fire. And this is for Wilburville, Flintstone, and Morass Bay. Now, thankfully, overnight, we've actually seen a change in wind direction. Southerlies have actually caused an easing of the conditions, but you can see geographically where these fires are located. And if we have southerly winds, that's going to be blowing smoke over northern Tasmania. Launceston, Devonport area could see some smoke today. The current conditions for Liawini, you can see latest wind gusts, only 19 kilometers an hour. It's 8 degrees there, and relative humidity 10%. So it's fairly mild conditions for those of us waking up to those fires there in central Tasmania at the moment, and you can see that fire danger also much less than yesterday. So overall, a better day for fighting fires in Tasmania, but unfortunately, it is still a large and difficult to control fire. Now, southerly winds will continue to ease back today, and we'll see light and variable winds develop throughout the day with local effects like sea breezes, for instance. There's a lot of lakes around this area, so you have lake effects breezes coming through in the afternoon. Unfortunately, we still do have a high or low intensity heat wave as well for northern parts of Tasmania as temperatures continue to bask in the high 20s there. Well, the rest of the nation also in a severe intensity heat wave, and we can see that South Australia has actually had a emergency heat advice issued because it is going to be very hot there. It's already 24 degrees in Adelaide, 28.8 degrees in Broken Hill, and it's getting up to 40 degrees for places like Adelaide today, 45 degrees for parts of the Nullarbor, Eucla region, and also up into the Pastorals district. So very hot today with those heat wave warnings in effect by the Bureau of Meteorology. Right now, we saw some storms in New South Wales. Last night, Dubbo having a cracker of a thunderstorm there. This is about 1 a.m. in the morning. Getting some powerful wind gusts as well. And early this morning, we actually saw a waterspout off Bondi Beach with a little thunderstorm there as well. Let's take a look at some radar imagery. These storms are moving over northern New South Wales tablelands. There's the odd storm across the Maranoa and Warrego in Queensland. And we can see some storms moving into parts of the Sydney Basin and just offshore as well. Probably some heavy rainfall rates associated with these storms, but there is no warning out for them. Last night, though, we saw gusts in excess of 90 kilometers an hour with these storms. We've seen very heavy rain. Dubbo's actually collected over 50 millimeters in the last few days with thunderstorms. Mt Ginini overnight, 41 millimeters of rain. Showers and storms are actually forecast to become more intense this afternoon and widespread on the ranges of New South Wales, with the worst storms on the central ranges, including in and around the Katoomba region. So we'll track those latest radars for you this afternoon. Also, the chance of showers and storms for the downs of Queensland around that Stanthorpe area yet again. And into Southwest, you're waking up to a cold and stormy one for some of you. Looking a little bit gusty there at San Remo. You can see the radar imagery. Heavy rain developed overnight across the far southwest capes, and this is due to a low pressure system. Now, this low is starting to send showers to the west coast. It's starting to send very gusty winds there since 9 a.m. yesterday. Witchcliff has collected 41 millimeters. Cape Bluin collecting 57 millimeters. It's the best rain they've seen there in over 4 years. Bustleton, 20 millimeters, and Bunbury, 7, but it's been dry for the most part in Perth. Wind gusts have been up to 80 kilometers an hour for Cape Bluin. Perth only a 35 kilometer an hour wind gust, but according to their forecast, we are expecting these winds to increase this morning around the Perth area. Showers also increasing, but the worst of the weather south of Perth, where the Bureau of Meteorology has actually issued a severe weather warning. Bunbury, Bustleton, around the Margaret River area down to Albany, all included for a severe weather warning, where we have damaging winds, heavy rainfall indicative of flash flooding, and the chance of damaging surf leading to localized pockets of coastal erosion also developing later today across the southwest.